What are your views now on the NFL? And still, I mean, they seem behind the times if you listen to athletes when it comes to marijuana use.
Yeah.
The Steelers, for example, had a player suspended for a year, Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
He's a very young, talented player.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for marijuana use and he had to sit out a year.
Yeah, I think right now, and I've talked a little bit with the NFL about this, I think right now the big push is to realize that in a large majority of the cases it's a health issue and not a deviance or an abuse issue. And I think to punish players for a health issue is not fair. And at least the players union, they get it, and they're really pushing the NFL to take it off the banned substance list and to really view it as a health issue. And because the program right now, if you get in the drug program and you get in trouble, it's so punitive, and players aren't getting help; they're only being punished for something. Right now, I think we can at least make the argument that it's probably healthier than opioids and the prescription drugs that players are taking.
And you have some players playing for teams in states where it's already legal, but the NFL policy is universal.
Yeah, and to cut the NFL some slack, the program is relatively lax. If you understand, if you pass that annual test and you stay out of trouble, you're pretty much you're free until the next year. It's only players that, for whatever reason, fail the drug test and get in the program that have the most issues.
Sure.
But still, I think another issue is the NFL can really be in the forefront on this issue, health issue in general. I think right now with so many lawsuits and evidence that players are suffering during their playing days and after, I think the NFL can take a stance and get ahead and even fund some research to see what they can do to help alleviate suffering of their players.
Is cannabis use medicinal for you, and was it then when you played as well?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't really agree so much with the distinction between recreational and medicinal. I think whether people say they're using it medicinally or use it recreationally, they're each getting cross side effects. And so I think the biggest difference was, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, no one talked about marijuana as medicinal. So the only lens we had to view it through was, we didn't even call it recreational. We just called it that, you're being bad, you're getting in trouble, you're doing what you're not supposed to do. So I think now that education has increased and people are talking about more medicinally, people are realizing that I thought I was using this for whatever reasons, but I realized that there are benefits. And what I found across the board, people I've talked to about when did you really get into cannabis and start using it, all of them across the board said they were a bad relationship they just got out of, a knee injury, a neck injury, something was going on, and they realized that when they used cannabis, it felt better. And that's really what got them into it. So I think however we get there, I think at our core, we're all using it for some what we call recreational reasons and also medical reasons.